All right, here we go for game two. Hand has crawling sensation, so we're going to keep. If they're an aggro deck, we probably get run over here. You too, buddy. If they're not, we might be able to do a thing. A swamp would be good. Obviously, getting a 2-drop would help us against most aggro decks. Another blue-white deck. Well, the good news here is that maybe, since the other blue-white deck was there, that they don't have a very good version. Bad news is that flyers are just good in this format. Okay, we've got our golem, so we can basically mill ourselves to death here. Happily, we're gonna have to deal with that at some point. It is only 10 turns to kill us. Well, it got a little bigger. Because basically, I hit now. Yeah, Watcher in the Web would have been good. Yeah, we're going to die with all of these cards in our hand, aren't we? Maybe I should just be playing 18 lands instead of that ramp spell. I like the card draw that it gives us, but now we're on a serious clock and we're probably just going to die. This is my nightmare. Is I was like, any deck but flyers, I think we've got good game against. Like, we're not hitting any of that. We can get any of the creatures back that we want now that we have this, but I can't actively cast them this turn. So I think the best thing to do is probably to cast this Ghoul Caller's Apprentice. It doesn't use the most mana. So there was some argument for casting the Epitaph Golem, but we're still taking 5 a turn. Like, I think this game's probably over. Because I can, well, maybe it's not. I can still draw the other thing to answer that guy and get back a spider and do a thing. Like, we can start getting there. It's just going to have to be pretty quick. Yeah, maybe I should have just... No, if I get the spider back that turn, I'm at 6. And I can block this and I'm dead next turn. It's interesting. Alright, we have milled another spider. So I can get the spider back, but not cast it. I do get a 1/1 for my trouble, right? Yeah. So I can... Like, is it even worth doing anything here? I get back the spider. I block this guy. I take 5. I play the spider and block this. I take 3. Yeah, I guess it does leave me not dead. I'm going to get both of the spiders. Discard a land. I mean, we can't play the spider now. So I guess we play the rats. Like, it kind of seems like it doesn't matter at this point. Because the draw after next turn has to be the one that blows up all the stuff. Like, spider blocks this, then we've got to draw Sinister Concoction, or we're kind of done playing Magic. I can't play that. So, yeah, the draw after this has to be that guy. I guess that means I may as well attack for some damage with these. I'll leave 2 blockers back for the other guy. If he's got a removal spell for the spider, we're just dead. But you can see how this deck is supposed to work. It makes a bunch of 1/1s that chump block or trade off with dudes. Uninvited guest. He should really just have stayed home. Like, nobody wants you here. Go home. Alright, so we need to aim high. We don't really need the Moldgraph Scavenger. I probably don't have time to derp around with the Simulacrum. I mean, it's good against his little guy, but it doesn't... Well, you know what? Maybe you do get to stay. We don't need Root Out. Play another salt. I do like an Autumnal Gloom over one of the sensations. No, I don't. You know what? I'm just going to play all of it. We're going to go Turbo Mill. 41 card special. Do I want to do 41 card special? I don't think I want to do 41 card special. The Vessel is there to enable Delirium, but I don't think this deck needs to do that. It's got all of these to enable Delirium. Let's make this work. I believe. I do want to play first. Ugh. Ugh. Not like this. Alright, I'll try it. This is pretty bad. But it's got all the colors. It also has some flyer protection. It can't actually stop an uninvited Geist. It also kind of just dies to a lot of other things. I do think I burned this because we're happy enough having it in our graveyard. I'm not looking to discard it. And we've got at least a decent curve of creatures here. My opponent's probably confused as to why that's in my deck. Alright, Sinister Concoction is online. That was a reason not to play it there, but once we get to 5, I'm happy enough discarding lands. Or Fork in the Road can be discarded. We don't need that either. Or it can get us a land that we can then discard. Alright, big ass monster. Extra land to discard to Sinister Concoction. Let's cast our Watcher first. Make sure that that resolves. It does. So we may just be able to kill them with the 5/6 plan, which, all things considered, is probably better. Okay, that's fine. We just wanted it to block, so it's doing that. He did undo the damage of our Alms of the Vein, which is kind of cute. I feel so safe with this Watcher here. It's just there watching. Like, go ahead, Travis Dirtle. Take all the time you need. I mean, I guess I save one of these for Waltz. If it was a swamp, I think I play it in case we draw Gloom. There's my Golem buddy. Let's go ahead and play that. I mean, it can attack and block, and we can always get it back if we have trouble. We can also put the Alms back if we want to, but I don't think we do, because we do have that Tooth Collector that we might want the Delirium going on. He's going to make me draw it again? Sure. Well, I guess you know what our play is. Oh gods, we can't win if he's the one that took that Exile All Creatures spell. Because if this gets exiled, bad things start to happen. I sure hope he doesn't have Descend Upon the Sinful. Okay, that actually doesn't do anything. Because Reach is a thing. Alright, Swamps I think we probably play. Nah, I'm still going to hold them. Like, I've got 2 cards that want me to discard cards. I think I probably attack here with the idea that if he's got something to kill it, that's okay. Yeah, because I can always get it back with the Waltz. And having it in my graveyard basically turns on Delirium as soon as I discard a land to this. His deck seems oddly defensive. Which mine is too. I'm not going to not block with the Spider. That's what it's here for. I don't think I need to kill that. Like, I can take 2 a turn. I do need to draw something besides land, but it looks like our opponent is at least in a similar position. I could have blocked both of them with it, couldn't I? I mean, that makes it risky to some combat tricks. We can pretend that's what I was playing around. I wasn't, but I could have been. Alright, deck. I'm going to need you to stop with the lands now. We need you to just not do that anymore. Alright, if he had a combat trick, he attacks with the other guy. So we'll just block both of these. Not forgotten. Alright, well that lets me get my guy back. So as soon as we hit milling, we're in business. It also gives me a 1/1 flyer, which is not particularly relevant right now. So I think we just sit. Now all we're looking for is the spell that mills us. Alright, Avacyn is probably something we're going to want to use the Sinister Concoction on. I would think. Like that just seems like a good life decision. It does mean we're going to take some damage, which I don't like. Well, Macabre Waltz is now turned on. We're going to need some help. Alright. That help is going to come in the form of a swamp, which is not actually helpful, but it could be. Let's get rid of you. And I got to draw something now, so I guess it may as well be the spider. Am I dead next turn? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to go to 6. Actually, I'm going to go to 7, block that, then play the spider, block this, and I'm at 1. Alright, I guess that's where we are. The Watcher can at least fog all of them. The problem is now we're depending on the Waltz to get back the Epitaph Golem, so things are starting to be bad here. But again, I think this was a case of flooding. The good news is my opponent flooded out too. The bad news is this still didn't work. I suppose there's a possibility that it might be able to do something against a deck that's not blue-white flyers. But even this draw just loses to that hardcore. I suppose since I don't really have any interest in attacking on the ground, I shouldn't have bothered doing that. The turn before. Yeah, now we've got to play the Watcher and fog ourselves. And basically, we're drawing to nothing here. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, attacking with the Epitaph Golem may have been unwise. Because it would at least be holding this back. But I think I'm still in trouble in the air here. Purge will do it too. Alright, this is why we can't have nice things, is people make blue-white flyers decks and then kill us with them. I don't like that they do that. What did he even do there? I mean, I get that I'm dead, but what happened? Pays the activated ability... Activates the ability of Griff's Boon targeting Seagraph Scab. What is the ability of it? Oh, okay. He sacrificed his Griff's Boon to the Angelic Purge and then brought it back. That makes sense. Alright, we've got one more shot to live the dream. Hopefully it won't be against a Flyers deck, and I'll draw the cards in the right order. I'm starting to believe this isn't actually a deck, but we've got one more shot. Can we do it? Stay tuned.